What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, while I fix this light. If you're new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we jump onto these charts, make sure you read what's on the screen. Very important. Trading is risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do here or anywhere else is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. What's up, people? What is up? Happy Wednesday, October 22nd. I feel like a hot pile of garbage today. I've got some cold going on, some, I don't know, cold, flu, whatever, dude. I can't name anything, but feel like trash again today. Hopefully, I'm like back in action tomorrow. I'm going to be on Prop Firm Match TV tomorrow. I'll talk about that, but it just happens, man. It's part of it, right? It's that time of year. I traveled last weekend. I was around my nieces, my goddaughters, and they are notoriously always sick. But I will sacrifice some health to play silly games with them any day of the week. So anyway, try to save it because I'm going to blow my nose 47 times. I'm sure I sound terrible and don't look great. So this way, you know, hey, like what's going on is Zach having some early AM brews or something at 9 a.m. before market open. The answer is no. I am just aggressively snorting Zycam. I don't know if this is going to do anything, but I'll have a good review. Use code RDF for Zycam cold remedies and Ricola throat lozenges. All right. What's up, chat? Good morning. Wolf, Tommy, JB, Relaxing Zen, Dwayne, Chuck. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the show. Gonna get into some market analysis here in just a minute. What's up on Kick? Good morning, Chrono. What's happening, guys? Not good morning to the constant offers for botting up my streams across platforms. No, we don't want to do that. What's up, Cook Smith? What's going on, chat? What's going on? Welcome back. Markets are moving. Interesting week. Feeling like trash, Cook Smith. Feeling like trash, but that's part of it. Just went through that. Yeah, am I late? Maybe the stream's delayed or something. I just went through the whole spiel. Maybe you guys will get it in a second, or refresh the live stream or something so it speeds up for you. All right, let's hop into it. Chat. We are post nice big bullish day on YM. If I take a look honestly around at these, which I did, yeah, like ES kind of chopped, right? NQ kind of chopped. Overall, YM took off like a rocket. So unfortunately, I was on the indice that blasted, you know, a few hundred points to the upside yesterday when I got short in here. Took an L in the pre-live account yesterday on the live stream, but part of the game. Been on a hell of a win streak on this one. Nothing crazy, right? Small wins. Nothing to write home about, but normal loss is part of it, man. I'm due for more than one, I'll tell you that. But we're going to see if we can not take those losses and just keep making money. If we have to take losses, we'll take them on the chin and go from there. So looking at this market, I'll zoom out a little bit. Let's go to the daily. We got some time before market opens up. It is 9:25 a.m. Eastern here, before 9:30 NYSE opens. So yeah, really big bullish day out of this. Really big bullish day. You know, I don't like looking short in a bullish market. I really don't, guys, but I have to trade my system, my approach. And the move that I'm looking for potentially today is back to prior day volume point of control. We're opening up inside. We're opening up with a bearish bar. So far, it's pretty tight inside bar so far. No sweep of prior day high or low. I could see a couple of things happening for a potential setup for me. I think you guys know how I trade YM. It's fading the initial movement. One thing I've noted is if I wait too long If I try to fade the, you know, the 10:30, 11:30 a.m. movement, that's really not the same setup. It's really not the same play. So I'm taking the time element a little bit more into consideration here. But if we popped to the upside near this, near this high that we swept yesterday, right? Near prior day high, or even into this prior day value area high level, right? Maybe into the 250s, where I was looking yesterday for a little bit of a reaction. I'm going to look to short this. I'm going to look to short this back down to. We pull something like this. That's the move that I'm going to anticipate. That's the move that I'm going to try to capitalize on. Now, maybe we do what we did yesterday and we just do this. Right? And I'm just on the wrong side of the market again. Part of it. But that's going to be the first move. I would prefer this one out of everything. Like I said, I'm not preferring to be short in an overall bullish market and short the U.S. indices every day. But it's for me, it's a very profitable approach. It's proven to work very, very well, even over recent market data. Not yesterday, though. Today? I don't know. We'll find out. That's what I'll be looking for. We got multiple prior day volume points of control lined up here. But specifically this one, we now have an untested prior day volume point of control. Very, very, very likely to be tested. If not today, maybe later into the week. Does it have to be tested? Nope. Market could just take off, could do whatever it wants to do, could move in a straight line, right? It can chop, it can get close. But I think if we start to move outside of this area of high volume, right, this consolidation, very, very tight, choppy overnight session here on YM, this Asia-London move, and we come to the downside, I think this is the next area that we're moving to, right? Area of high volume to area of high volume, very simple. Support, resistance, supply, demand, order blocks, area of interest, right? Horizontal level, whatever you want to call it. So I'd like an aggressive entry with a, entry somewhere, again, into like the 250s would be pretty sweet. Just depends on what this looks like. If we open up to the upside, I'm going to look to fade it. Stop loss outside of prior day high, where obviously if we just blast to the upside and we go trade through the, 47,500s, I'm dead wrong. Conversely, we sell off, we get down here, I don't catch a short towards this, or we just open up to the downside, right? Because I don't have an order in, I'm not short going into the morning. If we just open up to the downside, I'm going to look to get long on this thing, which I also don't mind. Below prior day's volume point of control, probably somewhere in here, right? I'm zooming out, I'm looking at price action, looking at market structure, looking for my discretionary area of interest down here. It is based on objective market generated information, but I'm applying some discretion somewhere down in here towards prior days, let's say value area low. It's actually all the way at the bottom of the day. But somewhere around this temporary volume point of control, if I zoom out really aggressively, let's say the 46 870s to 880s near that prior day low. I wouldn't mind to long that. Why? I think we're likely to move back up to this area, back up to VWAP, which looks like what we're going to do. Looks like we're going to sell off right into the open. I think we're likely to move right back up towards VWAP, back up to that volume point of control. That's probably going to be forming for today. After testing, if I'm wrong on that, we just sell off. Where's the next area that we move towards? Could come all the way down to like the 46.5s. Could come all the way down here to the 46.5s. But this is going to give me a way to structure risk in here trying to long. We'll have to see what happens as we start to come lower, if we start to come lower. But it looks like we want to right off the bat. Let's see. Market's opened up. Good luck, everybody. Trade according to your plan. Structure your risk. Wish you the best for the trading day today. Well, good morning, chat. Good morning. Let's see. So we're sweeping overnight low right here. Immediate sweep of overnight low. Asia, London low. Do we pop right back to VWAP? We go trade 50 points higher real quick and then come lower. If we were going to look for a long, or a really aggressive long on the initial sell-off, I'd like us to go right now. I'd like us to dump right here, you know, to come 150, 200 points lower to look for a long, which it looks like we're going to do. Unfortunately, not going to get a stab at that short to the downside. I would have liked to see a pop to fade that real quick for a move back down to this volume. Again, yesterday's volume point of control. You guys can throw these on your chart if you want to. Fixed range volume profile, visible range volume profiles, session volume profile. If you're on TradingView, they work very, very nicely. This is Project X with Top 1 Futures. If you don't know, and I usually announce that right off the bat. Project X with Top 1 Futures. This is a Top 1 Futures live account, technically called a pre-live account with them. It's a 15K after getting moved from an instant funded. Pretty sweet. No consistency rule. Really limited, you know, on the rule set. No consistency rule, daily payouts, no profit target, no upside caps, no equity stability score, really no nothing. Daily loss limit, contract limit, max loss limit. That's really what you got to work with. So let's see. We started to open up to the downside. I'm eyeballing the chart, and I'm not yapping too much because we might get a setup here pretty quick today, right? There's some days that we come in, the market structure, the price action that we formed, it just doesn't look really good for me to get a setup. This one does. This one does. So let's see. Let's see what we get today. Here we go, starting to push to the downside. Starting to push to the downside. Yeah, so I'm starting to frame this out, guys. Starting to frame this out. You know, YM has been volatile. Very volatile. We are putting large daily candles in on this chart relative to what we've done. Obviously, if you just look at the 15-minute chart, all the way up until this Friday nonsense, and then what's happened afterwards, starting to cool off maybe a little bit. But this thing does move. This does move aggressively. So here we come to the downside. I'm trying to frame exactly where I'd be interested in this movement. I think a trade all the way down to this volume point of control, potentially towards yesterday's low, could be in store. If you're looking for a continuation on this, a short play, that's not my setup. That's not my trade at all. I'm just trying to prepare myself if we do start to come lower, which it looks like we're doing right now. 47,000 even, about 50 points off price, 25 points off price. Got some orders on that. Not too much crazy to the downside. Negative CVD. Yeah, I don't know that I would want to get involved right here, guys. Trying to frame this out. Don't know that I want to get involved here really, really aggressively. I think we could really dump. We could really dump. That's the first spot. This is the first spot. Just looking at visible range volume profile, right? If you don't like to look at market structure as a whole, this is the first spot where we could catch some buyers and then turn this right back into a bullish day, following the overall trend, following the last few days trend. Man, if I tried it up here, I think I got to do it with half risk because I would need to try it again down here. I think if we don't find any buyers down here and we start to form a really gnarly down day in the U.S. indices, or not really gnarly, we just start to pull back, right? We continue in this range. We don't, expand outside of this high that we came and swept yesterday. Yeah, here we go. I think we could move quickly quickly down to the 46.5s, 46.600s, 46.500s. I think we could see a pretty aggressive move to the downside. So I'm not sold on that yet. I'm just framing out my aggressive buy. I want to move back towards VWAP, back towards, let's say, the 47 100s to 150s, depending on what happens over the next 15 20 minutes here. I like this initial crack to the downside. I'm gonna look to fade that, but I just don't know how aggressive I want to take it. This first shot is right in here above prior day high, near this prior day volume point of control. Monday's volume point of control area of high volume. Looking at the visible range volume profile, right, you can see all of this price action market structure that lines up right here. That's a pretty key level, right? Maybe buyers want to step in there. Maybe price has sold off to a point where maybe we bounce there. Let's forget the narrative. If we don't, right? Where do I think we go next? If sellers are going to take this lower and price is going to continue to the downside, aggressively lower, right? I think probably below all of this price action market structure, like I'm calling out here, into the 46.6.5s, right? So I think if I'm trying this one here, guys, I'm gonna try it with half risk and give myself 2 trades today. Just a little bit dynamic with risk per trade, a little bit dynamic with yeah, we'll have to see. We'll see, man. I don't love doing that because if it plays, it plays. If it doesn't play, maybe I don't try it. There's a bunch of things that could happen in between. We'll see. We'll see what this looks like as we start to come lower here. We shall see. But appreciate you guys hopping on. As always, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. If you missed it and you're like, I don't know why Zach looks like that, his eyes look puffy, and his voice sounds super nasally, I'm sick. I am aggressively trading YM off the open, and I'm aggressively snorting Zycam. And shout out to Ricola. This stream is sponsored by Ricola, the OG Swiss throat lozenge. Use code I'm sick for the best deals at Ricola. No, I'm just kidding, guys. What's up, guys? What's up? We're watching this market move. No trade for me. First area of interest down around this prior day's volume point of control, 46.9, let's say 925s. Down below that, below prior day low, could be aggressively moving to the downside. We're going to have to see what happens, but I'd be looking long if we continue to sell off for a move back towards VWAP. We come back up on this. We start to do this type of shit. Excuse my language. I'm not going to look for it long. Like I talked about right when I started the stream, I'm finding the best results on my trading on YM coming from pre-market or very quickly into the open, fading the initial drive higher or the initial push lower back towards that area of high volume. If I wait for, which just makes sense, right? If I wait for more market structure and price action to form and an actual trend to be decided for the day, and then I start jumping in counter to that, I tend to just not, those trades just tend to not play out as well. So that's just, continuing to adapt and get better and utilize your discretion. So again, we continue this drive lower right off the bat without coming back up here. I like it. I like it for a potential long down here. So we shall see. Good morning, everybody. Daily Tale, Paul S. What's up, guys? Wolf says, I read in some people's discords, some props discords, their intercom chat isn't functioning. It may be an isolated incident, but be careful with your trades. Take screenshots, like said. Yeah, we had a bunch of Project X issues this week, right, with the Amazon outage, and now there's a whole conversation about who owns Project X and the way that it was handled and all this stuff. And, you know, my Discord was talking about it a little bit last night. Here's my 2 cents, guys. You guys have questions on the inner workings of it? If this is important to you for some reason, feel free to ask me, right? I don't like to be like, oh, I'm the insider, I know everything, because I think those dudes are so lame. I talk to prop firm managers, CEOs, risk teams almost on a daily basis, right? I've been trading in the prop world for quite a while now. I was trading on Top Step X when Project X first launched, from really as soon as it came out. I'm happy to talk about it, but I think as a whole, it turns into this like keeping up with the Kardashians for inner workings of business. And yes, you have to structure your risk. You have to understand the businesses that you're putting your money with, and, you know, understand good practices and decide where you want to put your money on the line, because any prop firm or in trading as a whole is a risk. But like, if it's not impacting you directly or stands the potential to impact you directly, I would say, like, don't lose focus and take away from trading or reading a trading book or doing some review. You know, it turns into this like crazy drama for the sake of drama past a certain point, right? Like, there's these entire Twitter accounts where all they do is like report on drama within trading space when it comes to like partners, affiliates, prop firms. Like, it's I don't know, it's kind of weird. But, you know, as a whole, I think things could have been handled better. I'm not super stoked about the situation as a whole from the Project X standpoint, but I think it was handled decently. Most accounts, most firms just reset to 0. It does seem like the potential, you know, somebody who has an ownership stake in the platform, one of the firms, you know, maybe was able to structure things more advantageously for themselves, which I don't think is great. But choose whatever platform you want to go with. If you find one has too many issues, too many outages, you know, maybe you choose another one. Top One Futures only offers Project X right now, which is my preferred firm, my preferred platform and firm that I'm trading on until I say otherwise, or, you know, decide otherwise. But Trade of 8 is going to be offered super soon. I know I've been talking about that a lot. Very soon. I've said very soon a lot of times. Very soon. Trade of 8 is going to be an option for you guys that want to trade Trade of 8. But yeah, as a whole, like with any platform, back to Wolf's comment, as soon as you start to have any issues, like on Monday when all those issues happened, as soon as you start to have any issues, screen record, take screenshots, just, you know, display what's going on, create a case for yourself, and then reach out to their support. I haven't seen many Project X issues as a whole that weren't handled well, where, you know, everybody didn't get their profit, you know, back or reset if you know, lost an account for some issue, something like that. Definitely cases out there that I've had described to me, but for the most part, seems to be handled pretty well. 2 on Edge, what's up? But that's my humble, biased opinion, right? Rich, what's up? Lexi Zen, what's up? Now it's time to full port and then cry for a reset. See, yeah, that's what I talked about relaxing Zen on. I made a post on Twitter about that, and I got some people saying, oh no, that's not what's happening. You know, so I think there's, again, this is just more like commentary around it. I think they've created a little bit of a monster with prop traders, where as soon as there's an issue on Project X, right? If every account has been reset in the past during that time frame, don't you think, and obviously you just said it, and multiple traders have said it, I've seen it said a lot, that traders are going to full port everything because they know they're going to get it back or get it reset, potentially, because that's how it's handled in the past. I had traders, you know, I had people respond saying, no, it's probably not what's happening. I doubt that's happening. It's you know, I know that that's what's happening to a degree. But anyway, JB, what's up? Juan, what's happening? Good morning, crew. Morning. NQ fell a ton right off the bat. Got a quick scalp for NQ. It's a trap. Yeah, pulling back up. Dwayne, JP, guys, give me the secret sauce. I know you got it. Yeah, I talked about it for the market. Well, while we're hanging out, waiting to see if this thing drops or comes right back up to VWAP. If you guys want to check out my preferred prop firm, the one that I'm trading with right now, live with you guys, Top One Futures, 55% off. This ends in 2 days. 2 days or 4 days. I don't know if it ends on Friday or Sunday, but this is wrapping up. This is probably the best discount that we're going to see for the instant fundeds for the rest of the year. They're going to do other stuff. I think they're going to have some exciting stuff that comes out. But if you are waiting for anything better than 55% off and no minimum trading days, I think you're waiting too long. Put this up against the competition. Put them up against all the other competitive firms. Look at Lucid, look at Tradeify, look at, all the other favorite instant funded prop firms, right? I really encourage you. Take a look at Top 1 futures, objectively, side by side. Price, rules, minimum days to pay out, how much you actually stand to get paid out once you hit the profit target, what the profit targets are, all of this stuff. And I think you might find why I yap about it so much, why I was partnered with them from the beginning, even though there was a whole bunch of questions and concerns around whether or not they were going to be here in 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. Here they are, 6 months, 16 million paid out to traders. One of the fastest paths to a live account, which I'm in, which if you can actually trade, I think is extremely beneficial. If you just want to play the sim game, it's probably not the best place for you. If you want to actually try to get yourself to a prop firm live account, or technically a pre-live account, with no consistency, daily payouts, no minimum trading days, no profit target, just a ton of benefits, I think this is one of the best opportunities. But I'm biased, right? I stand to make money. I'm partnered. I'm affiliated. Do your own research. Make your own decisions. But I encourage you. Judge them harshly. If you guys have questions, hop in the Discord. Hit me up on socials. I'm happy to answer. Code RDF is the one for this. Gets it done. Better than the email, the website, the Discord, anything that you see, any of the other promotions. Link is in the chat if you guys want to check it out. Hella bullish on Top 1. Hella bullish. Good morning, Kim. What's happening? Saib, yeah, I my bad. I don't know any of your guys' names. Mess them all up. So let's see what this Marcus got for us. Let's see what this Marcus got for us, man. We pulled back a little bit there, coming right down through the low. Coming right back down towards this low. I like this for a long, man. I like this for a long. I'm gonna have to try it. If we come lower. Like I said, this would really be an area of interest for me down around prior days volume point of control. We might not come outside of this. Like this might be all we do before we pop right back up to VWAP. That could be a play with a much tighter stop loss, something like that, that we turn from here and come right back up. I'm looking for a crack lower before a potential pullback up towards VWAP. If we fail here, again, I'd be interested if we really came lower, that we pop back up. But at that point, it'd be much later into the session. I don't know that I'd want to try that, so we'll have to see. As we come lower. Let's see. But appreciate you guys hopping on with me. Thanks for being here. Welcome back to another day of live trading with your boy. Let's see. Coming lower. Good morning to the latecomers. That's right. What's up, Rhombus? Good morning to everybody. Good morning. Let's see what we can do today, man. No news. I think we got news coming later in the week. Obviously, out of the U.S. Administration, we've had a little bit of quiet. Like, I don't want to say that too loud because, right about the time that, like, Trump doesn't say anything and tariffs don't, no tariffs are talked about, like right about the time that you forget about it, like you hear, oh, U.S. and China going into a trade war, so at any point, I do think it's important to note that, guys. At any point, we stand to get a comment out of the U.S. Administration, that really kicks volatility up a notch. I think it's just the headline markets that we've been trading in really all year, but definitely once we got into that tariff talk. Structure your risk, use a stop loss, right? Accept that on the front end, whatever that dollar amount is. Even if you run it wide, you use an emergency stop. You got to be ready for that just death candle to take you out. It's part of it. It's part of the markets that we're trading in. So I would think about that as you're putting trades on, right? Not to scare you out of anything, but if you accept that on the front end, your mindset's ready for it. When you take one of those, you don't immediately tilt and blow your account, right? You just, okay, I got caught on the wrong side of, of a tweet. It's part of it. Part of it. Like I was saying, appreciate you guys hopping on. I'm going to throw the smash the like button in there. We got giveaways every dang day on these live streams. More than happy to have you guys on. If you want to join tomorrow, the live stream is going to be on Prop for a Match TV. Going to be trading live on Prop for a Match TV tomorrow, so long as I don't wake up sicker than I am today. But that's the game plan for tomorrow. I think they start at 8 a.m. Eastern. They got 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. I don't know if I'm going to be on there the whole time. But if you guys want to check that out, I'll throw the link in Discord. But it's Prop for a Match across everything. I know the host, the other Zach, Zach Anthony. He's a heavy hitter. Their team has hit me up a handful of times, and he hit me up to hop on there. So I'm grateful for that. Super excited. So that'll be fun for tomorrow. If you guys want to catch it, that's where the stream will be tomorrow. No personal stream, but it'll be on Prop for a Match TV. Prop for a Match is this big site, if you guys don't know, that like lists all the prop firms and compares them and offers discounts and all these different reviews and things like that. They vet the prop firms pretty aggressively before they allow them to be listed on Prop for a Match. They throw out warnings for stuff that's really looking sideways. But they also just launched a another live stream, which we've seen a lot of companies do. So anyway, hyped to be trading with those guys live tomorrow. That'll be fun. Check it out. And while we're hanging out on here early, 9:55. Yeah, we're gonna get a giveaway rolling, guys. We're gonna get a giveaway. It's random days, random times, but it's pretty much every day. We're gonna get a giveaway rolling. I'm gonna do something a little bit different today. We're gonna drop the form early because I think I've created a bad habit. I think I've created a really bad habit of everybody knowing when the form is gonna come around the same time every day. So check this out. I'm gonna keep you guys on your toes. Check this out, chat. There's the giveaway form. Ready? I'm gonna keep everybody on their toes. There's the giveaway form. You guys got 5 minutes to get this filled out. 5 minutes to get this filled out. We're gonna run the duck race at the end of the stream. I'm gonna throw it in Kick as well. I'm gonna throw it in X as well. Because I'm noticing views jump all the way at the end of the stream because I'm usually trading and focused and then running the giveaway at the end. I'm still going to be trading and focused today, but I'm going to drop the giveaway form now. You guys got 5 minutes to give it out, to fill it out, and then I'm going to run the duck race at the end of the stream. Chat, it is in all chats. It's on the X live stream chat as well. I'm being nice to you guys. Didn't even ask you guys for likes today. No purchase necessary. Only fill it out one time. The accounts come directly from Top 1 Futures. If you use your brothers and your grandmas and your sister's email, you're not going to win and you're going to get banned from everything in the future. So please don't do that. But giveaway form is live. It's getting shut off at 10 a.m. You guys have until 10 a.m. to get it filled out. And then I'm going to run the giveaway later in the stream. Nope, 5 minutes, Relaxing Zen. You guys get 5. Also, I'm always generous, and I never shut it off when I say I'm going to shut it off. So, you know, you probably have 10, but just I'm going to stick to my guns on this one. 5. We're going to run it early. Probably going to be less people that actually fill it out. Probably going to have better chances to win an account today, straight from Top 1 Futures. But I'm going to keep everybody on their toes. Also, the guys that run the scams are always looking for the edge, and I got a feeling they're coming around the same time when I've been running at the same time. So, giveaway form early. We run giveaways every dang day. Almost every dang day. It's really random days, random times. But almost every dang day on the live streams. No purchase necessary. No code that you have to use. I think, personally, it's the best. I think it's the single best stream to have odds of winning an account when you look at my view count and how many accounts I give away and the type of accounts that I give away. If you know of a better one, please let me know, because I would like to tune in. If I had an opportunity to win these accounts, I would be logged into my stream listening, and trying to grab an account. There's been other streams that used to do them at really, really aggressive rates, but I'm happy to do it. Shout out Top 1 Future. Shout out you guys for being on here. Oh yeah, we already got more viewers. Yep, views jumped. There it is. See, everybody knows. They hit their friends up. We're doing it quick. Yeah, we got over 50 on X right now. But we're doing it early. Thanks for doing the giveaway. You know it. Good tactic. Yep. Got to keep everybody on their toes. So, giveaway is live. Here's the graphic. Giveaway is live in the chat, guys. It's one form. Get it filled out. I am adjusting this. You got 5 minutes. You got until 10 a.m. Eastern coming up. Actually, just a couple minutes from now. Get it filled out, and we will run the duck race at the end of the stream. Okay. I'm going to shut it off. We're going to trade, and then I'm going to run the giveaway at the end of the stream. That's the game plan. In the past, I've said you have to be on here. The way that I'm doing it today, I'll probably adjust. But I think you guys, if you've watched my stuff before, if you've hung out on here, I think you know that I'm usually fair. We've run way more giveaways than I ever claimed that we're supposed to run. I give away extra stuff. We have traders that say give it to somebody else, so we run it back. There's been a lot of that. So still watching this thing come lower here, guys. I don't like that. I don't like that we did that. Still looking at it long, but I'm gonna have to see. 10 a.m. time frame setting up. I think there's a chance that we bounce right off these 47,000 evens. We came down right into this level of liquidity. What is ES doing? Yeah, pretty flat out of ES as far as CVD goes. But I think pretty choppy structure looking at ES on the 15-minute. Same with NQ, much choppier. YM's getting this really big back and forth movement going today. But yeah, I'm gonna look to long this, guys. If we dip down, into these into this prior day volume point of control, I'm gonna look to get long off this. Wide stop loss below prior day low, where if we just sell off, I'm wrong. But I'm gonna look to get long on this. Like I said, I could consider doing it with a half risk type of trade with 5 micros, but I don't think I'm going to. I would only do that if I was really, really confident that I wanted to give myself a second trade, and I don't know that if we just sell off through this that I do want to take this again. So let's see if we get the pop lower or the crack lower. But anyway, guys, I said I was gonna give you till 10. You see, relaxing Zen. I was nice. It's 10:01 and 30 seconds. Giveaway form is getting shut off right now. There's very not a lot of responses, which I'm happy that it went that way. Last chance, guys. Last chance if you didn't get it filled out. Last chance. And we are shutting it off right now. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Awesome. I'm going to run this one at the end of the stream, guys. We're going to run the duck race at the end of the stream. Oh, yeah. No scammers. All the OGs on this one. There we go. There we go. All right. Form's done. We got it in early. Shout out to you guys that are here early. I got to reward... I reward everybody. I reward the guys in Discord, the guys and girls in Discord. I reward the people that are on early, the people that are on late, but trying to keep everybody on their toes. When stuff gets too predictable, you got to change the market conditions. Damn. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Be right back. Uh-oh. Getting the pop from down here? That's going to be the move? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see, chat. Yeah, really choppy out of ES and NQ. Just taking a look at the... Wow, I'm really losing it today. Just taking a look at the charts for those two bad boys. Super duper choppy out of ES and NQ. Let's throw it on here. Let's look at MES. Here's the 15-minute chart so far for ES. Looking super duper choppy. Supporting a case that maybe it follows, maybe it doesn't. As I've talked about in the past, I don't really trade these in correlation. I don't trade them in correlation. I just look at whatever chart that I'm on. Pretty damn choppy out of NQ. That's a pretty ugly 9:30 a.m. candle. What did it print to the downside and then pop right back up? Yep. Yeah, I'd be careful trading this, guys. I'd be careful trading this market if you're trading NQ, man. That looks like a difficult play. Let's see what we get down here. Are we not going to hit this? We just going to get close, kind of dip down into no man's land and then turn? That's not a setup for me. The longer that this goes, the less that I'm going to like it. Like I talked about, you know, there is a time element here, right? I'm capitalizing on a market movement specifically around a certain time of day. There's setups that come later into the day based on whenever, you know, areas of interest are hit, when volume picks up or dies down. But I really, really like the initial movement. I like the initial volatility that comes in on YM. Let it go and hit a zone, get filled, and then right back towards VWAP, right back towards that area of high volume. Once we get initial balance set, you know, more, which is the first hour, more comes into play. So we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. Nothing much happening on ES. Zach, you're the duck market maker today. Oh, yeah. Codes have been helpful, too. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yep. If you guys want the best deals, I got them. For the most part. Yeah, if you're using a prop firm or software that you use one of my codes on, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for the support. Always do what's best for you, right? Make the best decision for yourself. I use stuff that I find to be the best stuff for me, that I find helpful, that I think other traders might also find helpful. But you got to do that research yourself. Decide what's best for you. Do it for 3 minutes instead of 5. Yeah. 60 seconds, right? 10 a.m. No scammers. Yeah. Let's see. What do the markets got for us? Kind of an interesting week, man. I was no trade all day Monday in this account. I was one trade yesterday. We'll see. We'll see what we get. Talked about working on some side quest accounts. I've had such a good experience in the Top 1 Futures live account that I really feel like I'm leaving the opportunity on the table to try to get to work towards live accounts at other firms. So that's what I am going to do. I still have my personal live account, futures broker. I've got my investment brokerages that I do a bit with. And I've really enjoyed trading the personal live account, but man, it feels like such an insane opportunity to be able to have such little risk on the line, to be able to get paid out in sim and then move to a live account with a prop firm. And you know, the trade-off for having no risk or very, very little risk on the line, with the rules that you have to follow, you know, the profit splits, these types of things. It's really still advantageous. So that's what I'm working on the side, to kind of keep you guys updated. The side quest accounts, I'm taking that from somebody else in the circle that constantly calls like whatever accounts that you're trading outside of your main stuff the side quest stuff. So we'll see. I'm not going to promote the firm that I'm doing it with, because I'm not just not going to do that. But I'll share some stuff from it. Going well so far. But this right here is the focus with you guys. Trading live. I've been in this account now. This is third week. It's the Top 1 Futures live account. Technically a pre-live account with 15K. Stats not looking too bad. Taken 5 payouts from it so far. So no complaints. No complaints there. Would like to increase the size of my winners. Decrease the size of my losers, and would like to potentially start to scale it up. I was talking about that in Discord with somebody yesterday who was in a smaller size live account with a prop firm. Probably going to start to just put profit in it and not take more frequent payouts. But I wanted to test the payout speed, wanted to be able to display that stuff for you guys, right? Make videos about it, yada, 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 you know, the whole deal. Look at how fast I was requesting to be approved and then to hit the bank. I think being able to display that stuff is helpful to a degree. But that's the trading, man. That's the trading overall. Cranking in this one, cranking on some sim accounts, see if I can't get myself paid out, get myself kicked to another live account. Trading a personal live account. And then I really don't talk about it at all because it's not the futures market, but the good old IBs, the stonks. right about, I mentioned this, right about this time in the market, in a really, really bullish market where the U.S. indices are, really trending to the upside, and overall, most larger stocks are, are just continuing to trend to the upside. You feel like a genius. You feel like that's where you should be spending all your time. And then we get correction, or we get some consolidation, and, you don't feel like a genius, and you remember why you don't do that exclusively. Yeah, man, so we're putting a little bit of a base down here. I don't know that we come lower on this, guys. This kind of feels like we want to come back to VWAP. We did not hit yesterday's volume point of control, let alone sweep prior day low. This was not a trade outside of pre-market high or low. This was a very tight overnight session range, so I was not looking for it here or here. Was looking for it around the 250s to prior day high, down prior day volume point of control, really even lower, like 46,900, to prior day low for a long. So in between, let's say here and here is the no trade zone, right? Was looking for shorts above, buys below, longs below, and we haven't gotten any of that yet. We've kind of just stayed, for me, in what could be potentially choppy, frustrating price action, right? So no trade so far. Would really like to get one. Have not gotten a lot of trades on this week. It's Wednesday. After yesterday, I kind of get that feeling where I'm like, all right, Monday was a wasted day because of all the BS with Project X, and yesterday we had a one and done. Would like to get something on, but I try to stay patient. I try to wait for my setup to come and not just throw random crap on in between and operate from a completely discretionary, well, this looks good, so I'm going to take it now. Or, oh, okay, I'm just reading raw price action every day, and super duper discretionary, very little consistency. I try not to do that. I apply quite a bit of discretion to my trading as it is. I try to map out areas of interest at the start for my entries to have an idea of where I would like to look first. So that's what I'm doing. Sitting patient with you guys. No trade yet. What's up, Lee? What's up, Cook Smith? What's up, Scar Sin? Not trading ES. We'll hold back till it decides which way to go. Yeah, is it still just doing nothing? Yeah, ES approaching the lows. Broken, retested VWAP. NQ headed to the downside a little bit. Not quite towards its low. ES is looking at cracking the low of day. Yeah, if we start to push lower on these, like, we could get a really aggressive move out of this, but I'm looking long off of prior day volume point of control first. Let's see. Yeah, this is kind of slow moving, guys. I'm just hanging to see what we get out of this. Let's see. Any size on the tape? Yeah, looking at book map over here for YM. Not a whole lot. Whew, yeah, good question, Bags. A big order at 67.60 to the downside on ES. Not terribly thin past that. Like, we still got some orders down here. Obviously, this is dwarfing everything else on this order book. But this is a pretty heavy order that just came on. That could be BS. I don't know if that stays. That looks like something that could get pulled very quickly. But it looked like it came on as we started to move away from it, which tells me it could just be BS. Like that might not actually stay on the book and actually want to get filled. Could be some manipulation, some spoofing, right? We do see that with Bookmap. You can start to get a feel for what that looks like. No, that looks like... Yeah, these look like they were coming on beforehand. This looks like it came on after. But we got somebody getting filled. A lot of volume right here traded. A lot of volume right here traded. Interesting. Excuse me. But starting to find buyers on this one. Looking at it on YM, this looks like it's going to be nothing for me, guys. This looks like it's going to be literally nothing. It's just going to be a move back to VWAP after not hitting prior day's volume point of control. Not enough to get in on something like this with a stop loss right here. I think that's a terrible trade. 9 days out of 10. But today looks like the 1 out of 10 days where we run right back towards VWAP. But not going anywhere just yet. Not going anywhere just yet. What's up, Mike Z? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know about this one, guys. I don't love this. I don't really love this. This might be just some scalping on sim accounts later in the day. Try to put some profit in those bad boys. Work through some evals. Work towards some profit on the first days of some fresh accounts. Talking about the side quest stuff I got going on. Looking to work myself into some profit and hopefully towards more futures prop firm live accounts. But for anything really legit on this, you know, A+, good stuff. What I'm really looking for here, not getting it. We come back to VWAP on this. I don't know. Honestly, I'm still not looking long. I think we could certainly flip this into a bullish day and just push higher. But I don't think that's what we get today. I don't feel like that's what we get today after big bullish bars. I feel like we come and test that volume point of control to the downside. It's not a bad short off of VWAP, right? It's not a terrible short play up here. For kind of that break and retest continuation to the downside, where, you know, you're dead wrong if we come way outside of this. We'll have to see. I'm going to give it some time. I'm not going anywhere just yet. Not going anywhere just yet. Like, I think we hit this. I think it's unlikely that we hit this, or we come right back up and we trade above session highs. From here, I don't think it's a good way to structure risk, right? You're dead set in the middle of these two areas that I'd be looking at. If I had to guess, I'd be short. Gun to my head, I'd be short towards prior day volume point of control, the same area that I've been looking at all damn day. But we'll see. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Let's take a look at ES again. Coming towards lows. Maybe he wants to go down and sweep yesterday's low. Kind of what it feels like there. Getting a little wiggly. Yeah, this is kind of choppy, boys. This I don't know about this. If you're trading NQ, that that don't look too fun. I don't know. Oof. Yeah. Be careful. I think this is gonna be some tough accounts today here, guys. Careful on that. Sorry, just zooming out, resetting my chart. Yeah, be careful on ES and NQ. That looks difficult to trade. Yeah, I'm gonna wait on this one. Sorry for being so twitchy with the chart, but I'm trying to trying to get a feel for it. But I'm gonna hang on this one for a little bit. This looks like one of those days where it's gonna test patience. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Yeah, I don't know about this one, guys. I think short towards this volume point of control. Maybe you caught it on a little tap into being near VWAP. Here's what I was talking about. So we had Bags ask what the size looked like on the tape. Anything crazy on Bookmap. And here's that 1,000 lot order, right? Pulled, right? Why did I anticipate that might be BS? Why did I say I don't think that might not stay? That looks like it might be BS. There you go. Got shipment getting moved around down here. It came on late after we started to pop back up away from price, right? It came on right here. You know, if you're coming, I mean, they did fill over here, but this just looked like BS. You watch Bookmap for long enough, you can kind of start to spot, you know, manipulation and spoofing. If that helps you, you know, great. If not, it might not be even helpful to worry about. But that did get pulled from the book, not filled. Excuse me, guys, as I'm still sick and sneezing away. Yeah, I don't know, chat. I don't know. I want to put trades on, but I don't want to put dumbass trades on. We talked about that a lot. This don't look like too much for me. I'm gonna watch it. Maybe we get like a tap of VWAP and some nice rejection. Like maybe we pull up a little bit higher and then start to come right back down. And I might look to try something to the downside. If I had to be in a trade short towards prior day volume point of control, you know, down towards like the 880s, 870s. Looks like we might get that. It's a little bit zoomed in for my taste. It's just too zoomed in on this chart. YM's an animal and moves very fast, and I find, you know, you're so focused on the noise if you're super zoomed in like that. So no crazy zooming in for me on YM right now. But if you're here hanging out with me, appreciate you being here. We were talking about Bookmap. I'm gonna throw this one in the chat. Gotta plug the sponsors, the partners. Bookmap. If you guys want to check out Bookmap, that link gets you the best deal. Bookmap is my favorite order flow tool over here on the right-hand side. Here's the current deal running for Bookmap. 3 months of Global Plus for only $147. Bookmap is an order flow tool. Ooh, as we're starting to sell off here. Bookmap is an order flow tool that shows you live liquidity in the market. Not just price action and market structure on candlesticks. But I'm going to hop back over as we start to sell off. If you want to check this out, link is in the chat. Link is in the chat. Let's see what we get here. We're about to get initial balance high and low setting. First 1 hour of the trading session for NYSE session, 9:30 a.m. Eastern to 10:30 a.m. Eastern. I don't use them exclusively. I was talking about it yesterday. Get the stats from Edgeful. You get the stats just from backtesting it if you want to. Pretty strong statistic that once we set that, we don't come back. And once we set and break one side of that initial balance, high or low, we do not come back to break the other side of the initial balance, high or low. Once we break, we typically extend. We don't typically just sweep it by a point, although it does happen. We also are able to tell which side is more likely to break first by a pretty strong stat once it's set. That last one is not as helpful in my humble opinion. But let's see what we get here. Zach has promised I'm not trading like a maniac. 150 on my instant funding account on the ES drop. Locked it up. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Beautiful, man. Listen, get in, get out, lock it up. Don't do anything crazy. Very done. Very nicely done, Wolf. Fast money. ES prior day low. Done. Very nice. Very nice. Heck yeah, Rumbles. Damn, beat's about to drop. What's up, Joe? What's up, FreezeX? NQ proving why it's the crazy. yeah. Neo, what's up? What's going on, guys? Streamer Hub, Derves. I don't know how to pronounce all your guys' names, but appreciate you hopping on. Chilling, seeing if we can't catch something, man. And then we're going to run a duck race. Give away another instant funded account. Shout out Top 1 Futures. Yeah, man, so I don't know. I don't know if I like this. This looks like the nice short play down towards prior day low, prior day volume point of control. A little zoomed in for my taste here. on YM. A little bit noisy. You could have taken it down here, right, after a rejection of VWAP with a stop loss maybe just above. You could have taken it again, as we started to reject here after a little sweep of this high. If you're super duper zoomed in, trading breaks and retests to the downside. I think just flowing with VWAP intraday can be a dangerous play. Can work really nicely. It's not my style. It's not my overall approach. So here we are putting the initial balance low in and initial balance high in. Let's see if we come right back down through on this candle. That would really make the case that we are not going to pop back up here at all. If I am trading now against that stat, right, I have to recognize I'm trading long after a break of initial balance low. I'm against a 70% statistic that we don't come back up and break the high, so maybe a profit target being more modest, down around VWAP could be in store. But I just, we got a slow drift to the downside, a crack to the downside, and then, it's looking a little wiggly. And then a slow drift lower so far. Yeah, taking a look around the charts here. ES selling off. ES is selling off today. Down below prior day low by quite a few points, putting the lows of session in right now. NASDAQ following suit. NASDAQ following suit. Do we turn this into a really bloody day? Yeah, I'm gonna stick to this area of interest, guys. So for YM, I think we do, one of two things. We could certainly just kind of chop and settle down here, but it looks like we are coming down towards this. I think we do one of two things, right? We either catch a little bit of a bounce here, right? We catch some buyers off of this area. If we come down a little bit lower, we pop back up to VWAP, or we really, really aggressively sell off down towards these 46,500s, in which case maybe a little pop back up on something like that could be in store. Don't have any way to structure risk on this to the downside, and I'm not really foreseeing this forming a really, really big down day. Yeah, that wouldn't even be too big relative to the average ranges that we're putting in. I'm going to wait for this to continue to set up, guys. I'm going to wait for more information. We didn't get that initial sell-off and then a pop back to VWAP. We sniffed it right here and then continued lower. No area of interest hit, so no trade for me. If I was in something outside of a short from like right in here, which didn't look too bad, on a on a candle forming to the downside, I did something wrong if I'm in anything outside of that. Let's see. You guys are talking about Tom Hogarth's book. Yeah, man. Yup. Wolf triggered and tilted a little bit. Oh yeah, don't do that. Don't do that, Wolf. Good stop. Profit target hit, William. Cool. NQ is bleeding. Guys are talking about trying to tilt and not tilt, talking about psychology. Yeah, this whole game is psychology and mindset, guys. I mean, you hear it from most traders, but the whole game is psychology and mindset. Strategy is not the answer. Experience, for sure, right? Discretion in your tools that you're using is a key proponent of your success, but also your mindset. Your mindset and your psychology, the way that you're thinking about trading. Plenty of great strategies that you can have handed to you that you will not be able to trade profitably. And the answer to that is you as a trader, right? This is gonna test my patience today, guys. I can feel it. I can really feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. Well, we'll watch it. If I don't catch something, if we get back to a point where I don't see a trade coming potentially, like, at all, we're going to run the duck race. Well, we'll chill for a little bit. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Unfortunately, and fortunately, this is what trading looks like sometimes, man. I mean, you know, not everybody trades like this. You get guys that are every day, same time, taking trades, right? Maybe they are momentum, you know, scalpers. Maybe they scalp during any types of market conditions. I think for me, and from what I see out of most traders that do well consistently, they have a really, and I need to get better at this myself, but they have a really, 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 really good sense of when not to trade. They know when their edge is present, what their, or at least when it, you know, should be present, what the market conditions, the price action, the market structure has to look like for them to get a good entry and to either take a good win or a good loss. And they know what it looks like when it's not setting up for them, right? The time of the day, price action, market structure, volume, whatever tools they use, even if it's all indicators, it's something completely different. But they know when not to take a trade. And that might be for a day. That might be for an hour if they're, you know, taking multiple trades throughout the day. It might be for weeks if they are, you know, high time frame, you know, swing traders, right? Position traders. But I tried to get better at it myself because oftentimes I look back at my losses and I think that wasn't a great trade. And you know it wasn't a great trade. And even sometimes I look at my winners and I go, that one was questionable, bro. Like that, you know, you got lucky on that one a little bit. That, you know, really wasn't at your area of interest. It formed at a random time when you know, you were too aggressive or you were really late. And I think that stuff can be important to think about. You know, because if you can avoid losses, if you can lose less, your P&L, you know, will reward you. Your P&L does not know the difference between, you know, green 500 or red 500, right? It just adds it right in or takes it right out. So if you can, you know, avoid taking a loss or two, you know, throughout the week by being a little bit more patient and just not putting a stupid trade on, I think that could be helpful. Because in the long run, those aren't going to be profitable, right? You might get lucky for a couple weeks. You might get lucky for a couple days, a couple trades, right? We're going to have this kind of, you know, positive and negative variance, random distribution. But if you're not trading with some type of consistency and you're just throwing mismatched trades in there, you know, it's not going to help you. It can feel good. It can make you feel like you did something, make you feel like you worked rather than just sitting here staring at a chart. But that's the work. We're not paid by the hour, which is difficult for a lot of traders. There's the desire, right? The drive to do well, the ambition, and to get results, to track results, to do something. You know, there's the desire just to feel like you're working, because if you come from a 9-to-5, any other job, especially I think in the US where we have this like really aggressive work ethic in a lot of spots, it can feel like you didn't do anything, right? It needs to feel like that all the time. You did something. You sat there, you waited patiently, you interpreted market generated information, the tools that you use, and you identified that there was not a good entry for you. Your edge was not potentially present. You didn't have a good way to structure risk. Whatever you decided to keep yourself out of the market, to not put risk on the line, right? It's important. It's important. And I'm in a live account here now with you guys, Top 1 Futures pre-live account. I really don't have the opportunity and the luxury to just put on dumbass scalping trades all over the place for the sake of being entertaining and, you know, taking wins and losses, you know, for live trading. I don't like to have multiple no trade sessions in a row or in a week. They're becoming less and less common for me because I typically get a setup every day here on YM, but they do happen. And so, you know, if this is one of them, so be it. I've had much more positive reviews. I thought most people would be negative about that. Had much more positive reviews than I have negative reviews on doing that. It's an interesting dynamic we face as guys that trade live, right? If you stream every single day, that you want to put trades on, right? Like I'm going to be on Prop for a Match TV tomorrow. I was on Top Step TV a lot. There were random sessions, random days. They would call me up and say, hey, Zach, you want to be on Back to the Futures at 1:15 p.m. Eastern? Cool, awesome. Be ready to trade and to talk about your trading and all that type of stuff. And okay, great. So On Thursday at 1:15 p.m. to 1:45 p.m. Eastern, I have to hop on and immediately take a trade and find a winning trade, right? You don't have to, of course, but you would like to, right? To display your abilities. That's not how the markets work. That's not how trading works for the most part, outside of the really, really small subset of like hyper scalpers that are just scalping, a 15-second chart or a 1-minute chart during any time of the day, or any session, any, trading conditions. So you're faced with a challenge. What do? Put on a dumbass trade for no reason? Just go long, go short. Okay, let's watch it play out and, talk about why this is a good trade. Or you wait for a good trade and you put that one on, right? And then if there's not a good trade, you do what I'm doing right now, which is continue to analyze the market, look at what's going on, identify if there's not a setup for me personally, my approach, something valid, and patiently wait until there is, right? I'm choosing the latter. And again, I don't really have an option because I don't want to run through this live account quickly. I don't have a bunch of sim accounts with top one to cycle through or anything crazy like that, where we can just take silly trades for no reason, Let's see. We were talking about some stuff in the chat. MGC is breaking my heart. To be honest, it's feeling like trash today. I didn't want to trade, but the close below yesterday's value area low was too good to ignore. Nice. Yeah, I'm sick, guys. If you don't know, if you hopped on late, I am sick and snorting Zycam like an addict. I've never used it before, but I got some people telling me that maybe that gets you over a cold quickly. What's up, Omega? ICT macro time. Nope, you missed the form. If you guys hopped on late, you missed the form. It's already filled out, already done. We're going to run the duck race in a little bit. Probably about 10-15 minutes. We'll run the duck race. But I ran it early today, keeping you guys on your toes. If you don't know, I do giveaways almost every day on these live streams. Not guaranteed, right? Random days, random times. We did the giveaway form early today. Trashed my combine, shorted the chop around 10 a.m. Used my free reset, got 50% on the actual move. 5x FAs, copy trading, 5 to 10 NQs. Taking out each tick, call it momentum trading. Patience. Yeah.
Without the ones like you,
Patience, guys. Long waiting for us on PM session. You think we're coming back up on PM session? Yeah, you guys are talking about mindset, psychology. Listen, as you know, if you listen to me, I think that's the huge portion of trading. I think we have that continually displayed to us. If you want to get familiar with what we're talking about, if you're early on in your journey, if you have no idea, you don't really think about mindset psychology, if you're late and you're in your journey and you're struggling to get some consistent results and you keep hammering strategy and back testing and you're not able to make anything work, I would encourage you to read 3 books. To start. Trading in the Zone, and they're all the most popular. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogard, and The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. Those 3 are not about strategy. They're not about, the markets as far as picking entry spots and, some silly fair value gap or something. They're about mindset and psychology, right? I would read all 3 of those. And then I'd probably reread them if you're hard-headed like me. If you want more past that, I have a book list in Discord. I can call out multiple more books that are specifically on mindset and psychology. But I would read those 3 books to start. I think they give you a really good understanding of the game of probabilities that we're playing here. The importance of mindset and psychology and how it is truly the differentiator between those that make money consistently in the markets over long periods of time and those that lose money consistently in the markets over long periods of time. I think all 3 of those are great. They're all very similar, but they're all different in their, their ways, the things that they talk about, the examples that they give, the practical techniques that they give you to deploy and to work on. I think it's really, really, really important to understand at a core level here, guys, that No amount of strategy development will save you from having an extremely undisciplined and incorrect way of thinking about the markets and a weak mindset. No amount. No edge is that strong to save you. None. You do need an edge in the markets. You need a way to structure risk. You need something that makes sense, right? So I'm not saying you could just mindset and psychology your way to profitability, which it kind of like started to toe that line a little bit. You need experience, right? No amount of mindset and psychology focus in 3 or 6 months is going to make you a profitable trader. You need trial by fire, right? You need to get better at the actual activity, the art, the science of trading itself. And that comes with years of experience. But if you are solely focused on strategy and indicators and tools, and you are not at all focused on the way that you're thinking about trading, the confidence within your approach, how you will handle losing streaks and winning streaks, the game of probabilities, the randomness on the short term, the consistency on the long term, right? The feelings, the emotions that trigger tilt, that trigger undisciplined actions, executions, you will never make it. That's my humble opinion. I don't know any trader that is consistent long term that does not reflect on that and is not very disciplined on the charts in other areas of their life, and has a lot of confidence in themselves, their strategy, their approach, all of these things. It's really the differentiator. That's what separates profitable traders from unprofitable traders. I believe the longer I trade, it comes down to those two big things: experience, which you cannot shortcut, and the way that you think about trading, which can be summarized in mindset and psychology around trading. It's not the robustness of your strategy. It's not. It's really not. I have it demonstrated to me every day. I used to have it demonstrated to me all the time. It was extremely frustrating. I would ask myself, how are they? Is it all just BS? Like, how are these dudes doing it with naked charts? I'm watching it play out live day after day after day. They're doing it with like price action market structure. Where are all the tools? Where is the secret? Where's the secret, indicator that tells them which way the market's going to go before it goes that way? And they get that right. How do they know that, the market's going to move and that's a good spot to structure risk, right? Like, we get so focused on that because, that's the way that our minds work as humans. But we don't realize we have that. We already have that. If you're a few months in to a few years in, you have the juice. You have the sauce. You just don't execute on it. You can't build confidence in it. You can't follow your approach. You continue to go off the rails. You continue to gamble. You continue to blow accounts, to run things into the ground, to mismanage trades, constantly mismanage trades, because we're hardwired as humans to act incorrectly, right? Why is everybody losing money trading, right? It's a 50-50 shot off the rip. Technically not, but almost. How are we so good at losing? We're hardwired, right? And we completely disregard that, and we just focus on finding the Holy Grail. It's not out there. Give it up. Give it up, guys. Took me so long, and so many thousands of dollars before I really started to give that up. But that's my 2 cents. So yeah, read the books. Focus on your psychology. Journal. Review. Think about how you're thinking about trading, and watch. Watch the difference. Watch how it starts to turn for you. That's all I could say. So guys, we are testing volume, point of control from prior day here. Really close. Testing this area of higher volume, not super duper high volume on the visible range volume profile here. Looks like we're headed towards prior day low. Interested to see what we get down here. Really interested to see what we get down here. I'm still tempted on a long. I might try it really aggressively down here if we start to crack below this prior day volume point of control. Like I said, anywhere in here is, my okay spot to take a trade. We're breaking initial balance low, like I talked about early on in this session. I have a really, really, really high overperforming win rate on trades early in the session or pre-market on the initial pop to the upside or drive to the downside, fading that move on YM back to VWAP. It's doesn't seem to be as advantageous later on into the session as we start to drift, kind of like what we're doing now a little bit. But I do like this area of interest. I think this does provide a good way to structure risk. I think this is a decision-making point coming up, right? And I like to think that way. At least that's the way, you know, my mind works. I'm either going to be right or wrong. I'm either dead right or dead wrong, right? And when I'm wrong, right? It goes through my stop loss and keeps going. When I'm right, I like to see the turn and come right back. You know, you could dance around, do whatever it's going to do, you know, survive the stop loss, and then come back up and we get a reversion. I really do think we could see that today. I don't know that we just continue to drive lower through this without at least putting up a fight down here. So I'm considering a long play. Again, we're coming up on the end of, you know, 11 a.m. here, so I could make this a really long live session, but I am cognizant that we've been hanging out on here for an hour and a half. Not that long. Not that long. So let's see here. Let's see here. Ooh. ES started to pop back up, but a very negative cumulative volume delta. Very, very, very negative cumulative volume delta. Interesting to see. Yeah, I'm just looking at where prior day low is. That is an important area of interest for me trading YM. I don't know that we go and crack that. I think this might be the opportunity, and we're dipping a little bit lower here, finding some buyers, and we could see a little bit of reversion. Let's see. Not ready for it just yet, though. We got to come a little bit lower. If we turn from right here, it just got close, and I'm gonna need a stop loss outside of this, and I'd like it to be not right here. I'd like it to be outside. I'd really like it to be down here, just in case we do come down. We don't turn from up here. We come all the way down to prior day low, and then maybe catch the bounce back in. But yeah, decent risk structure, just right back up to these lows, right back up to VWAP. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what you guys are chatting about. Secret sauce is Bollinger Bands and Super Trend. Once you graduate from them, it's fair value gaps. And that I was a day early on the short. I was a day early on the short. Oh, sorry. I was a day early on the short. Here we go. If only I could have withstood 323 points of drawdown and held my trade all day, I'd be back into profit on yesterday's short. Yeah. No, yesterday we wanted to come and get that high. I'm chilling on this one, guys. I'm still looking for it. I'm still looking for a long down here. I think we get one more crack down and I might try this. I'm still looking for a long. This might be it. This like right into yesterday's volume point of control, like into this area of high volume, but it's just not, it's not good enough for me, right? As far as a risk structure. So area of interest, you know, the setup itself. But then where would I really like to take profit on this? Where would I really like a stop loss outside of this, right? And I really, if I'm trading a mini, I'm not going to put on more than $1,000 worth of risk. So at very best, I'm here if I bottom ticked it, right, so far. But then where am I looking at taking profit? Well, the thesis is that we come back to this area of high volume. Not that we turn this into an insane bullish day. So here... Maybe here, like a stretch is not even 1-to-1. Not really a great risk structure for me. Not really a great risk structure. This is the potential, you know, right into this prior day volume point of control. We'll see how that acts, but that's not good enough, right? I would like something like this. Where I'm leaving plenty of room if we got to come all the way lower, wick down here, dance around. I could potentially survive that with a much better entry down here. And I've got a much nicer risk to reward, right? Just on a pop back up. I like something like that. Not that I always hold to a fixed risk to reward. I actually I hardly do that. Not that I'm always going to hold to a fixed stop loss, but initially the thesis is that I've got a chance to make more money if I'm right than lose less when I'm wrong. But this looks like it might be the turn. I don't know. Don't know. Gonna hang tight. Gonna hang tight. Gonna hang tight. I gotta get rid of Discord making noise. I'll be right back, guys. While we're watching this thing turn, I'm not in it. I'll be right back, guys. And then if nothing else, we'll run the duck race. Chat. What happened, chat? That was it. Prior day volume point of control, huh? Testing prior day volume point of control to the T and rolling. That's what we got. Okay. All right. All right, YM. You're going to mess with me like this. All right, guys, listen. If you filled out the form, congratulations. We're going to do a duck race. This is not setting up for me. Bottom ticking this, like we didn't even hit. We got extremely close to this area of high volume. We tested the top end of this pop, you know, in pre-market before we broke above. you know, this area right here. Not a bad spot. Not a bad spot to look for it, but not with prior day low right here. Not with this, you know, the low end of this area of high volume, right? Not down into this level right here. Not quite enough for me. But here we are pushing almost 100 points off the lows, forming a couple consecutive 15-minute bars right back up towards VWAP. Taking a look, huge rejection out of ES and NQ. That looks like the move. I'm not going to look to long this if we continue down lower. That's going to look like a break retest and a continuation lower to really fill out a nice bearish bar. We come back up. Maybe we come through the highs. This is all we do. Just dip down, kind of come back here, fill this crazy imbalance, and then, you know, continue to the upside. But it's no trade for me. No trade for me right now. So, on that note, I think you guys know what time it is. Time for a giveaway. Time for a giveaway. If you are hopping on here late, because I see we got so many people that hopped on late. So many people that hopped on late. What's up, chat? The link for the duck race was dropped earlier, about 20 minutes into the stream. You guys got to be on here for the whole. I'm keeping it interesting. Guys got to be on here. It's random times on the stream that this form is going to drop. I have more and more people hopping on right at the end of the stream. I think they set an alarm and they time it right at the end. I know not everybody can be on at the beginning. Not everybody can be on at the end. So I ran this one early. Hooking up the people that are on here early. If you missed it today, don't worry. We run them almost every damn day. Before I run this, though, tomorrow's live stream, in case you're on here late, tomorrow's live stream is going to be on Prop Firm Match TV. I'll be trading live with Zach Anthony on their platform. I will not be streaming live here on my YouTube. If you want a chance to win some stuff from them, because I think they do giveaways, I think they do discounts, I think they do a whole bunch of fun stuff. Tune in. Tell them what's up in the chat. Tell them Zach sucks or Zach's the real deal. Tell them whatever you want. But that's where I'll be tomorrow. If you guys want to hang out and trade live with me tomorrow morning, I think they run it. They have down on the bottom here. I don't know if you can see it. They have 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern. I actually got to hit these guys up today and see when I'll be on. But I'm assuming it's for market open, right around that time frame. Actually, for a couple hours. Be more than happy to have you guys on there. I would really appreciate it, honestly, if you guys hopped on there. You said what's up in the chat. Obviously, it's a good look if the host gets, if the guest gets some hype. But it'd be cool. It'd be cool. A couple people on there. I think the other gentleman on there is their owner or the CEO or founder. So it'd be cool. I'm sure we'll be talking prop firms. I'm sure we'll be talking trading. Should be fun, man. Should be really fun. I'm really hoping that by tomorrow, I don't feel how I feel today. I really, really, really am hoping. But I'm probably just going to overdose on caffeine and get on there. So anyway, outside of that, last plug before we do the giveaway. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Top 1 Futures is 55% off. This ends this week, guys. If you want to check it out, here is the link again. Team Real Deal tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Team Real Deal on Prop Firm Match tomorrow. Team Real Deal on Prop Firm Match. Prop Firm Match TV. So hang on, guys. I'll get it for you. This is their YouTube. This is going to be the link for tomorrow, guys. I'll call it out in Discord, right? I'll call it out on socials. But Neo asks, where is the live stream going to be? This is their YouTube. Prop Firm Match. Prop Firm Match. That's for tomorrow. But yeah, guys, if you want to check out Top 1 Futures, link is in the chat. 55% off. Code RDF. This ends this week. I think this is going to be the best deal that we see all year, but feel free to check it out. I'm partnered. I'm affiliated. I stand to make money. Can't be unbiased, but one of the best opportunities, if not the best opportunity in the future space. But now, without further ado, we have 38 ducks on the line. You guys have a beautiful opportunity to win today. A beautiful opportunity to win. Again, if you missed today's giveaway, we do them almost every day. Random days, random times. You got to be on for it. Appreciate y'all that are on here every damn day. Appreciate you guys that were on early. Let's go ahead and run it. Good luck, everybody. Oh, this is for a Top 1 Futures 50K straight to funded pro. Straight from Top 1 Futures. A 50K straight to sim funded pro account. No purchase necessary. All you had to do was fill the form out earlier. Good luck. Good luck. Let's go. We got some quacks in the chat. We got some ducks in the chat. Got my whip ready. Let's go, duck. No stop loss. Yeah, man. You need the breakout duck. Need the breakout duck. The early lead ducks. They tend to hit stop losses, man. They're trading right into the open. It's very volatile for them. They don't tend to do too well. If you get the early lead, that seems to be the theme on the random duck race name picker. It could be tough. So, and remember, guys, if you win, you get the account straight from Top 1 Futures. You don't need to do anything. Comes directly from them to the email that you provided. I'll hit you if I have any questions or anything like that. But they've been pretty quick about it. People have been getting them the same day. So, shout out Top 1 Futures. If you want to check them out again, guys, link is in the chat. 55% off instant funding. No challenge, no activation fee. They've been here for 6 months, $16 million paid out to traders. Pretty sick opportunity. Pretty sick opportunity. Also, I'll throw this in the chat. I run a 100% free trading Discord. If you want to hop in, link is in the chat on YouTube and Kick. All right, guys, 20 seconds to go. 20 seconds to go. The breakout ducks. We have Dominic, Marco, all the way up top. We have Dwayne down on the bottom. Electric, Kate, Dravish, Regito, looking strong. Let's see. Oh, down in the bottom right-hand side. Jordan whatever with the breakout duck. That was close, guys. Very, very close. Jordan whatever. Let's see who this is in chat, because you guys always have your crazy names. Yeah, this person's in Discord. Jordan P. I'm not gonna dox you. Jordan whatever on YouTube. Jordan P. W's in the chat for Jordan P. The number 7 naked duck. There you go. JP, what's up, my man? What's going on? W's in the chat. You are the winner of a straight to sim funded pro account from Top 1 Futures. You guys had hella good odds today. There was only 37 in the line. Solid opportunity to win today. Remember, if you didn't win today, we're running them almost every dang day on these live streams. Feel free, hop in the free Discord. I just threw it in there. You guys can check it out again. If you can't get in through Whoop, just shoot me a message or something somewhere, and I'll try to help you out. I'd like to thank my fans for this wait, aka my mom. Shout out to my mama, JP says. We love mom here on live stream. There you go. Awesome. Congratulations, JP. You're going to get an email after the stream straight from Top 1 Futures with this account. Congratulations. Real quick before we go, guys, just taking a look at this market. We got the reaction here. Got the pop back up towards VWAP. Didn't quite hit it. We don't have follow through just yet. No continuation towards prior day low. This is nothing for me. We didn't get a chance to jump in off of the open on something for a reversion play. As a continuation setting up, right? If you think we're going to just drift lower. But this was a pretty gnarly rejection out of all of the U.S. indices. Close to VWAP on them. If you want to trade along with that, maybe it's the short back down towards prior day low here on YM, towards the daily low on ES and NQ, because they've already broken it. But this is a whole lot of nothing for me here on YM. So I'll set some alerts. I'll see what we get later into the session. Maybe we get something. I'll be doing some aggressive trading on some prop accounts. Some side quest accounts outside of this, but it's how it goes sometimes. Staying patient, keeping yourself out of trash trades. Anyway, guys, quick disclaimer. Appreciate you hopping on. Hop on the Discord. Hop on Prop for Matches live stream tomorrow if you want to hang out. Show them what's up with Team Real Deal. Show them in the chat. Ask for some duck races. No, I'm just kidding. We're not doing duck races on the stream tomorrow. But I know they give stuff out. They give out discounts because they're get sponsors from all the firms. Obviously, it's Prop Firm Match. They do giveaways and stuff like that, so maybe a chance to win there. Anyway, guys, Appreciate you hopping on. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is. Even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Thank you guys for hopping on. Appreciate you, Purple Ninja, Dwayne, Relaxing Zen, Cook Smith, JP, Rhombus, Claire, Bags, Dwayne, Jessius, JB. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon. Have a great rest of the trading day. Trade safe. Structure your risk, guys. Structure and accept your risk.